In this video, I want to talk about the deathslinger. Ever since Scott John made that video on boring killers, the deathslinger sort has gotten mauled by survivors about, being boring and people claiming that he has no counterplay. In this video, I sort of want to debunk some of the things about deathslinger and why he doesn't need changes that people say he needs. So one of the main arguments is that you can't react to deathslinger's shot. This is somewhat true. You can't react. But if you could react, Deathslinger would literally be D tier. Think about it. At the minute, Deathslinger's ADS is 0.15 seconds. Once he brings it up, there's a 0.5 second delay for when he can shoot. This means the minimum time from Deathslinger using his weapon until the spear actually leaves the weapon is 0.5 seconds. Then the Deathslinger's spear actually takes a little bit of time to travel to you. It moves at 40 meters per second, meaning at max range it will take roughly half a second to get to you. Now at 10 meters, this will be about, we'll say, 0.3 seconds to reach the survivor. This means there's almost an entire second from when Deathslinger raises his weapon until the spear actually hits you if you're around 10 meters away. You should be able to somewhat react to this, but the thing is, you're not supposed to react to Deathslinger's shot. That's not how you counter him. Deathslinger's counterplay is a few things. Number one is completely preventing him from shooting you by blocking line of sight. This is a no-brainer for every killer like Huntress, Deathslinger, Nurse, and all this. Block line of sight. All right, that's just a given. The next one is this is the one that people don't really like as well. That people say isn't real counterplay, but it is counterplay, which is dropping pallets slightly earlier than you normally would. You do this against loads of killers. You do this against Hunters and nobody bats an eye, but when people say pre-drop pallets against Deathslinger, people shit their pants and say that's not counterplay. You pre-drop pallets against Hunters because if she gets close enough, she'll be able to put you in that 50-50 situation where if she raises a hatchet and you drop it, she hits you. Or if she doesn't raise a hatchet and you don't drop it, she can just regularly hit you. Deathslinger is similar. When you're looping, just loop the way you normally would, but drop the pallet roughly one loop earlier than you normally would. This is because it gives him less of a chance to shoot you. Deathslinger needs a little bit of time for the human brain to even process that the survivor is there, to line up the shot, and then to quickscope you, right? He just doesn't automatically quickscope right in your position as he turns the corner. He needs to process that you're even in front of him first before he does that. This means if you get greedy and you loop around another time, Deathslinger's going to have pretty good line of sight on you, assuming, let's say, you're going around a long wall jungle gym. If you're looping around it over and over, he's going to get more line of sight in you each time he goes around it. And if you drop it too late, he's going to have line of sight on you for most, let's say he rounds the corner right about you're halfway up the wall. This will give him about nearly a whole second of line of sight on you, allowing him to shoot you. So if you just drop the pallet one time earlier, he shouldn't gain enough line of sight to even shoot you. And even if he does, this is another bit of counterplay, which is predicting the shot. People say you can't predict his shot, that he can shoot at any time, which just isn't the case. Sure, out in the open, in a dead zone, you can't predict where he's going to shoot you, because, well, he can shoot you at any time. But at a loop, you can predict where he's going to shoot you. If you're at a jungle gym, right, and you've round a corner, you know he's following behind you, alright? You know that he knows that you think you're going to vault the window, right? So when you round the corner, go to the window, and right as he rounds the corner, don't vault the window. Juke to the left, he will most likely shoot through the window thinking you're going to vault it. It's similar to Hunters, right? Something like that, but Deathslinger's going to be even more confident because he doesn't have to he doesn't have to lift up a hatchet. He's just going to immediately assume that you're going to go for that window or you're going to go for that pallet. So don't run in a circle, just take one side step. That's all you need to do to make even good Deathslingers miss their shot, and they will miss their shot a lot of the time. If you're running around like a car loop in Haven, crouch. If you don't just run around it, and when he looks at you, you can anticipate he's about to shoot you. Right, I want you to do that. Just predict roughly what he's going to shoot. Crouch once. If he fires, he's going to miss you. If he doesn't, you've lost a wee bit of distance, you can just keep going. This is what you need to do against Deathslinger. Your counterplay isn't about not getting shot, it's about trying to prevent him from shooting you as much as possible. Then it's going to be about trying to actually prevent him from reeling you in. That's where the whole pre-drop pallet comes in, and also just putting yourself in a position where if he does shoot you, he won't be able to actually reel you in. Try and force Deathslinger to shoot you when you just swing behind a rock, Or, if you vault a window from far away, he will not be able to reel you in and hit you from that. So just take moments to decide, should I vault this window? Should I drop this pallet? Should I run a straight line here? If you're out in the open and you're, let's say, 15 meters away, let's say you're really far away from the deathslinger, but you're still in range. A lot of the time, what people do is go back and forth, run in circles and shit, trying to dodge the shot and get zoomed out. Do not do this. You can easily dodge a deathslinger shot at that range by simply just swaying side to side. It is incredibly difficult to hit survivors, trust me. I would consider myself a good deathslinger. A lot of people consider me a good deathslinger. I have a lot of time in the killer, but it is near impossible to hit survivors at a long range you're dodging. It is so hard because you're firing a projectile weapon, there's latency, there's all these things, and it is nearly impossible to hit someone. If you do, you're very lucky. So as a survivor, just sway back and forth when you're around a high distance without losing too much distance. An argument people make for that is saying that you didn't dodge the shot, the deathslinger just missed. This is such a shit argument. I hate it so much. Alright, because saying that is like saying in, like, let's say Apex, alright? Me and this guy are standing in front of each other in Apex Legends. We both have the same weapon, right? I'm standing still shooting him, and he's moving side to side and crouching up and down. And I miss a ton of my shots, and he kills me. So, did I just miss my shots, or was he making it very difficult to hit my shots and then outplayed me and killed me? Or you would probably say he outplayed me because he made me miss my shots from moving about. It's the same way as a survivor. You did dodge the deathslinger shot. Give yourself a bit of credit where it's due. If you were swaying side to side and the deathslinger missed his shot, you dodged it. He would not have hit that. He would have hit that shot if you were moving in a straight line. So if he missed the shot when you were moving, right, that means that you dodged it. Alright, you can't dodge his shot on a prediction, not a reaction. It's not reactionary. Like, if Huntress fully charges her hatchet, technically, well, then that is no counterplay because, she just missed, Huntress just misses. You can say that about anything. You can say, Nurse just missed her blink, Spirit just missed her phase, Huntress just missed her hatchet, the Executioner just missed his attack. Like any of these killers, Blight just missed his rush, Blight didn't rush properly. It's saying these killers have no counterplay is very misleading because they do. Alright, it's not consistent. It shouldn't be consistent. If you could consistently counter a killer, they wouldn't be able to get you. Alright, if deathslinger had an ADS time of like half a second to 1 second, he would be a terrible killer. Because what would be the point in playing deathslinger? At that point, you're just playing Huntress that has to reel you in. The thing that makes deathslinger strong is the fact that he can't shoot you anytime, meaning he can hit you, with small line of sights. On reaction, he can hit you when he sees you running by a window. He can hit you when he just sees you at the edge of a loop. He can do these things with a quick scope. You take that away from him, and he will be worse than Trickster. So looping deathslinger is all about pre-dropping pallets to make sure he can't gain too much line of sight on you, blocking line of sight, running as early as you possibly can, not juking too much to lose too much distance, and then overall just trying to be good, rush gens, split up, do all these things. You will beat deathslinger no bother. In the chase, he does have counterplay. His counterplay is not reacting to his shot and dodging it. That's not how you counter the deathslinger. Alright, and even when you are employing the things I told you, you won't loop deathslinger that long, because that's the whole point of deathslinger. He's supposed to be able to down you fast. That is literally his, power. So hopefully you will see deathslinger in a different light. Next time you go against a deathslinger, try and do some of the things I told you to, and you will see some, you will see some results. Because I've tried against many a deathslinger, many a good deathslinger, and it works. I was able to loop these deathslingers for a fairly long time, especially for a deathslinger. They weren't able to down me in less than 30 seconds every time. I was looping them for 50 seconds, for 1 minute. I was able to do that with only like 2 or 3 pallets. So absolutely try this against deathslinger before you go out and say that deathslinger doesn't have counterplay and stuff. Just try and make sure you know what you're talking about. So that's all for this video. As you can see here, this last clip, I just wanted to put it in. I spawn on a totem, so I break it within 15 seconds, and then we see here, rune and dying gone in about 25 seconds.